Hey folks, Digger Does here. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm dressed like I'm going to teach one of my Bante Kame or Arnis de Mano videos, but that's not the case right now. That's for later in the day. There's a reason why I'm dressed like this, and I wanted to talk about that as well as a few other things. But before I get into that, I wanted to give you a little update about why there was no videos yesterday. Yesterday I had a video planned for you all. It was supposed to be for the Texas Instruments TI-99 home computer. I know I've been talking about doing the video for that for a long time, but now that I had everything, I thought, hey, I can hook it up and I'll be able to get a video of it. Well, unfortunately, everything hooked up fine. There was no issue there. And even powered up fine. For a 33, 34-year-old computer, everything looked good. The only problem was I wasn't getting any picture. And it turned out that those old type of games don't work on a modern day computer without a converter of some sort. So now I gotta go get one of those. What I may do is I have a couple of CRT TVs, old circuit TVs. I'm going to pull those out, try hooking it up to that and see if that'll work. If it does, there will be a video on it, hopefully very soon. I know I keep saying that, but you have to understand that I'm not real computer savvy. I know a few things, but when it comes to stuff like that, just stuff I'm still learning, so you'll have to bear with me. You know, it's just the sign of the times. As you get older, you know, your kids know more about technology than you do, and at my age, I'm still learning how to do some things. You know, I do know how to operate older games and computers, but there's just certain nuances when it comes to some of those older computers that I'm just not sure about. So luckily I got some advice, and that'll be fixed very soon, and you'll have that video, I promise you. So now let me get into why I wear what I wear and a few of the other things I wanted to talk about today. So the reason why I wear all black is there's two reasons. One, many of the styles that I studied, this was our chosen color, black. So I'm comfortable wearing black. I like wearing black. But there's another reason for it, and I wear black as kind of a solemn reminder to me of my brother in remembrance of him. He was also into martial arts. He was a blue belt in Taekwondo. And we even took classes together. And he was really, really good at martial arts. And it's a shame he didn't live to go on to do more in that avenue. My brother committed suicide back in 1993. And so when I wear black, I think of him quite often. And I miss him a lot. When one of the other videos, I think I even told a story in relation to Taekwondo and my brother. And if you want to hear that story, let me know, and I'll be glad to tell it again. It's a great story. It's one of the best I've got. And it even puts a smile on my face when I talk about it, because, boy, he took a good shot that day. Anyway, that's why I wear the all black, is for him. Now, people sometimes may wonder why I chose a weapon art. And really it kind of came with the style that I was taking. For those of you who don't know what Rebel Karate is, Rebel Karate was founded by Grandmaster Bill Dixon. And he merged Taekwondo, which he had a 3rd degree black belt in. He took Taekwondo and merged it with Kuksawan, modern 90s, and small circle theory jiu-jitsu. And he also threw in a little bit of Oyata style Kempo in there, which there was even some American Kempo in there as well, but it was more of the alot style. And we did a lot of meditation based on the alot style, but there was some alot style Kempo in there as well. But the four main systems were Taekwondo, Kuksowan, Modern Arnis, Small Circle Theory, Jiu-Jitsu. And for some reason, even though I really enjoyed the entire art, Arnis really took to me. I really liked learning that. Kuksowan did too, but for me it was more the Arnis. And I guess that's why I have a drive now to learn more about the style, because unfortunately I didn't get to finish learning under Bill Dixon. So a lot of the stuff that I've learned outside of Rebel Karate has come from my own studies, watching videos, reading books, talking to people who are in the art, and really observed a lot of that. And I think the reason why weapon styles are so adaptable for me is, one, I'm disabled. I'm limited to what I can and can't do. So having a weapon is just an extension of those abilities that I can do. And two, it's mainly because out of respect for my mother, I do not handle firearms at all. And it's because of my brother's death. When he committed suicide, my mother did not feel comfortable having guns in the house, and all of us boys had guns. My brother had one, my other brother had one, I had a shotgun, and she wanted us to let those things go, and I had no problem doing it. I understand she's not comfortable with weapons being in the house because of her fear of that happening again. And even though I'm a huge supporter of the right to bear arms, I just I won't carry a gun or keep a gun in the house for her. But that doesn't mean that I know how to use other weapons. I'm very adapted to many weapons. And so those are my those are my go-tos. And I'm not going to say that I'm going to bring a knife to a gunfight, believe you me. Learning a weapon art has learned me a lot, has helped me to learn a lot about threat assessment and how to talk my way out of an encounter with someone who might have a weapon that I am at a disadvantage against, especially a gun. So if you're attacked with a gun, I usually tell people, give them what they want. And I mean, do what they ask. Do not try to do anything to defend yourself unless you feel comfortable doing it. Because most people get a fight or flight syndrome. They'll either put up a fight or they'll flight. And if you're not comfortable with fighting, your option is to flight. And I talk about things to do that if you want to get the heck out of there. Like if a guy wants your wallet, take your wallet, throw it in the opposite direction of where you're going to run. Because the robber's going to be more focused on your wallet than you. Same thing with your car keys. If you get hijacked, the guy wants your card, throw the keys in the opposite direction of where you're going to run to. And things like that, you know. And so I do not advocate putting up a fight all the time. Sometimes it's better to live to fight another day, per se. And, you know, I've learned that. You know, as I've gotten older, I've learned what situations I can handle and what situations I can't handle. And I'll give you an example of a situation that I dealt with really well. When I worked at Walmart, we had a employee that was, she was Hmong. She was of Asian descent. If you don't know what Hmong is, it's a group of people from Central, Southeast Asia, they're from like China, Thailand, and Vietnam is the main places where they're from. So, but they are an ethnic people from Asia. I'll put it that way. And this young lady was being accosted by an older white guy. And the guy was obviously drunk. He was cursing at her, calling her names, so on and so forth. Well, he was getting closer and closer to her, so I had a gut feeling something was going to happen. I didn't have any customers at my register, so I walked over and I talked to the guy, tried to get his attention on me. Well, when I started defending her, his focus came to me, and he started walking toward me. So I was smart enough to know that I didn't want to get into a physical encounter with this guy. So if I kept him talking, kept him moving around the registers, because what I would do is every time he'd walk toward me, I'd maneuver around one of the registers to where if he did swing at me, there'd be something in between us. He wouldn't be able to hit me. Well, finally, after about 5-10 minutes of dealing with this guy, in walks the Tulsa Police Department, and they took it from there. They ended up arresting the guy, charging him with, I think they charged him with assault, public intox, and making some kind of threat. I don't remember the exact charges, but luckily it didn't escalate to the point where I had to use physical violence, because at the end of the day, I don't want to hurt myself and I don't want to hurt somebody else. So that situation worked, and I've also had situations where it didn't work. When I was younger and just started taking Taekwondo, I got into a fight with a guy, and I started the fight. This one was on me, thinking that I can handle the guy because he was a neighborhood bully, picked on us a lot. So I got tired of it. So I decided to get in the first lick before he could get one in. And stupid me, after I hit the guy, I turned my back for some unknown reason. To this day, I still don't know why I turned my back on the guy, but he cold cocked me from behind, cut my eye wide open. I couldn't see nothing. It was bleeding so bad that I had blood in my eyes, couldn't see what this guy was at, and he beat the living pulp out of me. Let's learn, don't go looking for a fight if you don't think you can handle it. And that was a learning experience for me. But folks, those are the things I wanted to get off my chest and let you know about why I do what I do. And I hope it will inspire you to think about the martial arts that you're learning or things that you're doing in your life and see how you can tailor it to benefit you in some way like I did. And so, folks, I thank you for joining me again. I appreciate every view I get. You guys are awesome. This is Duger Does saying do good and deuces. Bye-bye.